Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to the channel. I had a comment yesterday on the video I did featuring Sandra Birchmore and her new deck with the 8K giveaway. If you guys missed it, go check that out. It has the little goodies that will be included in the 8K giveaway box, and I'm going to tell you how to win it in this video. But to just give you guys a little intro on what exactly we're reading today and what direction this is going, somebody had commented that, shoot, at this point I don't remember what the comment said. Let me just pull it up. Something about Madone. No. Here, do you want to play with this? Something about Madeline Soto, and I felt her also recently when I got that mermaid deck. So let me just see if I can find the exact comment here. While you were doing this, I also got the vibes of Madeline Soto. I think you already did a reading on her. I was very fortunate to have an awesome father. So Debbie commented, and I responded back to her that after I finished the reading, that I was totally thinking about Madeline Soto also. And I just got that energy that, oh my gosh, like she would love this deck. There was definitely energy around Madeline Soto when I was doing the reading, after I did the reading, and then the comment came through, and it was just like Madeline in the spirit is very gentle, very like fly on the wall, isn't very outspoken, isn't very intrusive the way Sandra is. Like Sandra's all up in your face, like ready to go. Madeline isn't. She's like a very subtle energy, just like this comment, like a very subtle energy that just says like, hey, I thought of Madeline with this reading, and me, like I feel like Madeline would also love this deck. So it's her way of just coming through gently to be like, hey, maybe I would like to be invited back to speak. And then I got on YouTube this morning, and it seems that there's a lot of creators now talking about Madeline's case as well, and I'm assuming it's because Stefan Stearns' trial is coming up soon. So I had to Google, because to be honest, I haven't been keeping up with the updates with Stefan Stearns and what's going on. I do know there seems to be an uptick in creators talking about it. So I Googled, and it says that his trial should be starting, like jury selection starts next week. So we are like almost right there. And again, I don't know if that's true or not. I just did a quick Google search. I could be wrong. Things could be delayed. I don't know how accurate that is, but according to Google, it looks like Stefan Stearns' trial could be starting soon. So that could be why, in a very subtle way, Madeline's energy is coming through. And then especially with Sandra. So then I Googled, I'm like, well, okay, is Matthew Farwell's trial about to start soon also? Is that why, you know, we got the decks and I'm feeling the energy of Madeline and Sandra's here? Maybe they want to come in together for moral support with each other, maybe because the energy of their trials are going to be close. And it looks like Matthew Farwell's trial begins beginning of August. So yeah, I think they're like a week or two apart from each other, which is crazy. So I figured we would invite Sandra and Madeline Soto here today with us to do a quick energy read, just to see what they want to talk about, either with the relationship with the men in their lives, their parents, their childhoods, the trial coming up, any outcomes we can expect. I don't really know what that energy is going to look like, but I felt the energy of Madeline, so I want to open it up just to see what she wants to talk about. Maybe she wants to talk about something totally different, so I don't want to force the energy in one direction. I kind of want to just give them the floor to say, hey, you guys have a voice here. I'm inviting you here. What do you guys want to talk about? I will do my best to discern the message and go with the direction that they present to us, but just know that it's not going to be anything specific. But we're just giving them a voice, and then you guys, of course, are always open to help me interpret the messages. Let me know what you guys think they're trying to say, what direction we can take the future readings for their trials, and the energy that you feel they may be trying to bring forward. If there's something I am missing, I mean, that's why you guys are here, and I appreciate you guys so much and value your feedback more than you know. So I'm just going to do a quick intro on how to win the 8K giveaway box. We'll do a prayer of protection. We will invite them here officially, and then we will jump right into the message. So with the 8K giveaway box, that is the pink Bewitchy theme. A couple items have yet to arrive, but they should be here early next week, I'm assuming. So we should have a winner picked fairly quickly. You guys have 24 hours to claim. And another one of you, I think this was Carrie as well, I'm pretty sure it was, said that you guys would like to see, or she said, and a few of you agree, that you guys would like to see a behind the scenes video of like how I get ready, how I prepare the space, how I do my pre-meditation, pre-shuffle, how I pick the cards, you know, all the stuff leading up to sitting here and turning the camera on. And I thought that would be pretty fun. So I do want to incorporate more videos where I am getting more personal with you guys, you know, sprinkling some face-to-face videos in the messages where I'm not necessarily channeling and so self-conscious about what I look like on camera. But I figured that would be a really cool, like, get to know me behind the scenes video where I show you guys my office. I'll walk you guys around the space, the different decks that I have, how I get ready to start the reading, and then I will answer some Q&A questions for you guys in terms of whatever you want to know about me, or if you guys have questions about the tarot or questions about cases or whatever the case may be. I want to open it up to a Q&A from you guys. Could be personal, spiritual, anything you guys want to know. I will show you guys the space and then answer some questions for you guys and just hang out with you in a brief video. So in order to win the 8K giveaway box, what I need you to comment is that you would like to win the 8K giveaway box, and then post 3 different questions. 3 questions you would like me to answer in 3 separate comments. So 1, you need to comment, I want to win the 8K giveaway box, as 1 comment. And then 3 additional comments asking questions that I can choose from for our Q&A. I'm not going to choose all of them. I will go through the questions and choose a handful, but the requirements: 4 total comments. 1 has to be that you are interested in winning the 4K box because the 8K box, because I'm going to filter the winner by the words 8 and K, 8K together. You need to put, I want to win the 8K box. That is a requirement. 3 additional questions, 4 comments total for each entry. Hopefully this will boost the algorithm a little bit. They go off of early comments and how many comments your video is getting. Please like the video, guys, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't. All those things will push this video into the algorithm. It'll tell YouTube people are interested in this content, and that is very much appreciated. So again, good luck to everybody. Ask some questions that you want me to answer in a Q&A, and I will be announcing a winner very soon. And stay tuned for that video where we get face to face and I show you guys more of my space and open up with you guys. All right, Holy Spirit, please protect this space, protect myself and my viewers from any low vibrational meddling energies that try to introduce themselves here. We are asking for Sandra Birchmore and Madeline Soto. They and only they are welcome in this space with us to manipulate the energy to give us messages. I ask that you allow me the discernment to read the messages appropriately and know what is mine to share with the collective and what I shouldn't share. I thank you so much for this platform and allowing me to be a voice for the spirits on the other side, and I just can't thank you enough for this beautiful community that you've blessed me with. Maddie, Sandra, you two are both welcome here. Looks like you guys have trials starting soon. I encourage you guys to manipulate the energy in any way you see fit to bring a message forth as you guys choose and want to share with the community here. Thank you guys for joining us, and we welcome you here with open arms and are open to the messages you guys want to share today. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's get started. All right, guys, we are going to open with an Oracle of the 7 Energies and 2 angel messages, and then we have Sandra's deck out here, of course. We have my other new deck. I always forget the name of this, the Prism Tarot. We have the Ethereal Visions Luna Edition, and then we have the Sweet Foragers Tarot. I swear I know the names of these decks, but, you know, stage fright. Okay, Alice. And Alice is here. She, ever since I set up the camera, she jumped up here. It's like, I've been sitting in this spot for about an hour before I actually set the tripod up, and Alice was running around doing her thing, but it's almost like when I grabbed the tripod and brought it over, she knew it was camera time and she wanted her little 15 minutes of fame, so she jumped up here as soon as I set the tripod up, and so I guess she wants to hang out with Sandra and Madeline also. All right, Alice, let's try to work around you, Queen Bee. All right, Madeline, Sandra, I am going to open it up to you guys. I'm going to get an opening oracle message from the both of you, and then I will do left side for Maddie, right side for Sandra, and I will let you guys each have your moment, and then I will come in at the end and ask you guys for a ending message together. So we're going to start together, end together, but I will channel you guys separately with the left and the right energies for what you guys want to say about your individual situations. You know what? I'm actually going to get one for each. So I will start with one Oracle of the Seven Energies for you, Madeline, and an angel card, and then Sandra, I will do the same for your side, and then we will get an ending message together. But I don't know, last minute I just felt that the opening oracles are going to be specific to each of you. So we're going to start here on the left for Madeline. Okay, you can right there. That's perfect. Thank you. Madeline, can I get one oracle card here for your energy, please? What is your opening message to the collective here? That's a lot. Let's get one card here, please. Two came out, and because they flipped over, I'm going to show them to you in case they come out again, but we have a higher view and the uncharted sea. All right, one card for Madeline, please. Excuse me, I need this for a second. Excuse me. Oh, I almost... Madeline, do you want me to start with Sandra? Do you want me to start with Sandra's energy and come back? I just split it on a higher view again. All right, let me try to pull one for Sandra and see if Maddie just wants to go second. Sandra, we're gonna put you on the left. Sandra, give me an opening card for your energy, please. What is the opening message here for you, Sandra? 3, 4 cards. No. Can we get one card? Wow, so many cards keep coming out. I wonder if there's just either a lot to say or this isn't the deck. Yeah, look at that. 4 more again. Interesting. I'm gonna try one more time. If not, I will switch the deck. Is this the deck you guys want to use? Sandra, is there a message in here? Reluctantly, one fell out. We're gonna take it, see what it says. Ooh. Wow, exposed and revealed. Card 21. Look at that. It almost looks like a person kind of like holding her legs and the eye kind of curled up. What a beautiful card. Exposed and revealed. All the corruption in Canton. Deep, evil corruption being exposed and revealed. All right, let's get an accompanying angel card for you, Sandra. What is the angel message with the oracle? Can I get one card, please? I almost said it, and I should have, and the reason why I'm taking this one the way it flipped out is because I could feel the energy of the blue edge. I was like, I know that energy of the blue, one of the blue cards is going to come out, and it did, and it kind of, same with the first card, just kind of slid out gently. So let's just see. Don't stop exposing and revealing the truth of what everyone is trying to cover up. Exposed and revealed, and don't stop exposing this terrible thing that's happening with these people, this community, the children. Don't stop exposing the truth. Wow. All right, Maddie, let's get an opening message from you, and then we will read these. Let's try to move. Alice has like her legs. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna move you just a little bit. Okay, right there. Okay, there you go. All right, Maddie, can you get one card for your energy, please? A higher view just flipped out with a couple cards, and I put it back. So I'm going to take this card because it's shown itself to me now 3 times in her energy. So maybe it's not going to come out, but it showed itself enough for me to know that that is an important energy for Maddie. The storyteller is here at the bottom. Exposed and revealed from a higher view, and telling their story from a higher view. Exposing what's going on here. Let's get an angel card for you, Maddie. Within the next few weeks, is here at the bottom. The angel card here talks about romance. We are leaving this up to what they want to talk about, so maybe that energy was hesitant to come out because of how that's going to be perceived, given the energy around Madeline, but we are open. We come here with open hearts and open minds, and that is what these spirits can expect from us when they bring these messages. So expect everybody to be kind and respectful in the comments, or you will be blocked. Maddie, this is a safe space for you to share whatever it is that you need to talk about. Okay, you can lay right here. Thanks. All right, let's read these from the book. Let's start with Sandra. Card 21 for exposed and revealed. What a powerful starting card. Healing shame, the imposter syndrome, letting go of self-condemnation, freedom from past unresolved wounds, focusing on self-worth, the underlying beauty in rejection. When you experience shame, you don't just feel you've done something wrong. You feel like you are wrong, fundamentally flawed. Know that life loves you and the universe doesn't make junk, only magic. However, many social interactions are steeped in distorted, unhealthy ways of expressing pain by shaming. Here is a way out of this. See shame as the heart-wrenching cry for help that it is. Consider whether you could have been triggered in the outer world by unresolved issues that matched all of your inner pain points. If someone is shaming you, perhaps you have triggered them. How miserable they must be to expend their energy on such toxicity. They are drinking poison, hoping you will get sick. You cannot love someone out of their shame. You can only show compassion for both them and yourself, setting healthy boundaries and refusing to fan the flames. Look upon shame as an opportunity for growth, evolution, healing, and freedom. With this in mind, can you let go of your attachment to control? Admit that this emotion isn't something you have power over and surrender to a higher power. There is a sacred quality to the vulnerability inherent in admitting you can't do this alone. When you allow yourself to be laid open in this way, you gain a beautiful new perspective. Then, the healed shame has the infinite power of the divine to set you free. Healing the shame. Okay, let's see. Don't stop for the angel message here. It's also a message for the collective in terms of like, don't stop exposing the corruption here on the bigger spiritual lens of what's going on with Sandra's case, but also a message to everybody that she's trying to reach that is dealing with this generational trauma and how to heal the shame of what you're going through in your own inner wounds. It's like, don't stop doing the work. That seems to be her biggest message for my collective here, is like, don't stop working on yourself. Don't stop looking in the mirror. Don't stop addressing the issues that are being passed on from generation to generation within your own family. Like, take that seriously. Take that healing seriously and break the chains for the next generation, so your kids and grandkids don't find themselves in Sandra's position of having this huge generational curse laid upon their shoulders, to where it took something so tragic to break that in her soul family. Like, keep doing the work. This is not the time to give up. Continue to move in the direction of your hopes, dreams, and plans. You are on the right path. You should see progress as long as you stay the course. It's very important that you stand your ground and believe in yourself. Don't let others intimidate you into quitting. Just because they don't have your vision doesn't mean you shouldn't follow your heart. Don't stop. All right, let's see a higher view in romance for Maddie. Card 41. Wasn't Stefan in his 40s? How old was Stefan? (21) wasn't Sandra 21? Or was she like 23? I don't know why these are sticking out as ages all of a sudden. I don't think she was 21. I feel like she was older. Okay, so Stefan is 38, so neither of those apply. A higher view. Seeing from a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment, and the ability to remain unbiased. Yeah. Okay, so Maddie, I do feel like in a way wants us to come in to this message with an open mind, remaining unbiased, letting our own feelings and triggers be put aside to hear her message, because this isn't about us. This isn't about what triggers us and how we feel about things and how we feel, you know, about her mom and her situation, and just come free of preconceived thoughts and feelings and just be a witness to the message today. As hard as that is, I had to do that myself when Maddie was talking to me about Jen, and it took me completely putting down my own feelings about this in order to receive the message. And I just think that's an overall message here with Maddie. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness. You're going to burn your tail. Being in reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. The way to be successful in your endeavor to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding, be more graceful in your interactions, and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. Let's see what romance has. Okay. A very important relationship is about to enter or has recently entered your life. This is the romance you have been waiting for. Like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs, but don't let that deter or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life. If your question was about a current relationship, you can expect the parties to become closer to one another. Past disagreements will fade away and trust will grow. All relationships have peaks and valleys. This card indicates an upward movement to a new level of dedication and intimacy. This can include engagement, marriage, or a form of commitment to one another. It's really hard, and I know you guys know all the things I'm trying not to say right now, but and I could just cry because it's so sad for girls who live in this screwed up reality that these grown men just take complete advantage of. And I feel like in a way, from a higher view, it's like on the other side, in spirit, Madeline knows how horrible this was, but as a 13-year-old girl in this situation, she may have felt this way towards Stefan. And in a way, even though she was groomed in the exact same way that Sandra was, there could have been real feelings there. And I'm not saying to the level that this escalated to, but from a wounded inner child's point of view, a man that showed them love and attention and affection could have been perceived as love in a way that a child would recognize it, although it was taken advantage of, manipulated, and turned evil. I feel like this is something Maddie had to see in the afterlife, but in a way where both of these girls maybe did fall in love with their abusers, or in some way just have this strange connection to the attention. Sandra's went on a lot longer than Maddie's did. She became an adult that continued engaging with this type of relationship with her abuser, and this very well could have been the same thing that played out for Maddie had she have lived to be in her 20s. We don't know what could have developed there. But you guys have to remember, this started with Sandra very close to the same age that Maddie was when she died. It started a hell of a lot earlier for Maddie, and my God, my heart breaks. But Sandra, you know, I think hers started around 14 and 15, and Maddie died at 13. This was just an evolved version of that, and this one was cut extremely short. But in a way, there's this linking and undertone of having some kind of hard to understand romantic connection to the abuse, the abuser. And it's not their fault. It is just the fact of the matter. think I'm going to pull a B message for their combined energy in the middle. Can you girls give me one card to place here in the middle to bring your energies together? Well, that was fast. Honey, be yourself. Just be okay with being yourself. Owning your story for what it is without shame. Like, put the shame aside. It's okay to be yourself and speak your truth without worrying what other people perceive of the situation, or how outsiders look in on it, or how other people are triggered by your situation and how they feel in your energy. It doesn't matter. This is their story and their story alone. Yes, it's up to us to make change and to look at these things and to do better for the next generations. But the way that some people get so triggered in Madeline's energy around her mom, and then it's like, you guys are stealing the spotlight. You guys want to make this about you and how you feel about the mother and how you could never and you would do better, and shame on her. It's like, for 1 second, can we just make this not about us and take ourselves out of it and understand what could have been going on in the dynamics of this home, and put the focus back on the true energy of what happens here, how little girls become romantically attracted to their abusers, and what goes on in families and through generations that is passed on to these little girls, and what's happening to these men who go and treat girls this way. Like, let's go back to the core issue and stop making this a you. And how about we start looking at ourselves? And I feel like I'm channeling Sandra Strong. It's like, you're not above this. You're not outside of this. Like, the way she kind of told me, like, you know what that's like. Like, stop making this about us and our story. How about we start looking at ourselves and saying, like, okay, I could understand that. I've been through that. I see that in my own family. The only way that we can heal and do better for the world is to start with ourselves. Look at ourselves. Look at our own family bullshit. Look at the way our own parents have treated us and the own abuse that we were subject to. Why is that? And what can we do better? Instead of just jumping on a podcast or a channel and just putting the mic on and just shaming and saying, you know, pointing fingers, and I don't know why in the energy of these girls I'm getting so defensive, like, because the judgment is so strong. But in a way, it's like, can we just let their story be their story? And the way that we can help them change and make a difference using their stories as a way to make a difference is apply it to your own family. Raise your own kids better. Heal your own generational trauma. Look at yourself and the things that are passed on in your life, because there will be more Sandras, and there will be more Madelines, and there will be more men like Stefan and Matthew and all the other pieces of shit. There will be more of them because they are being birthed and raised into families like your own. The people sitting on these channels who are raising their own kids, who are not looking at their own trauma with their own mothers. This is the cycle that's continuing. Stop looking at their story and use their story to fix your own shit. Fix your own, like, I will just turn it back on me instead of making this about other people. Instead of me sitting here and judging Jen and pointing fingers and calling her disgusting and hoping she gets put in prison and blah, blah, blah. Like, what is that helping? Madeline is dead. What is that helping the next generation? How about Jen needs to face her shit with her mom and her family, heal her trauma, heal her generational curses, because that's where it all started. Do the spiritual work to break these chains, because there will always be another. And if I'm taking this back to myself, it's like, instead of me just sitting here looking at Jen and condemning her to death and guilt, how about I just look at my own issues with my own disappearing dad and any trauma I carry from being abandoned, or any trauma that my son might be carrying from his own disappearing dad, and the things that could be spiritually and energetically coming through our own family line, so that my son doesn't end up like a Stefan or a Matthew or whoever else. How about we focus on ourselves and our traumas and do better for our kids, so we're not raising future situations like them. I just feel this energy of, like, the judgment needs to stop with these cases. Yes, punish the men that did this. Do better for your own families. But to just have a platform to condemn, for what? What is that helping? What is that helping? Even Maddie was kind of hesitant to come through. And now I see why. It's like, she doesn't blame her mom. In the previous channeled readings I've done of her, Same with all of the spirit babies I've channeled. They don't come through with hate and resentment and wanting to get justice against their families. Even Sebastian Rogers does not want to see his mom incarcerated. He wants to see her in a healthy relationship and leaving Chris and doing better. He doesn't even want to see the downfall of his parent. You come from such a higher view, a higher perspective when you're in the true embodiment of your soul and you're not here a part of the physical world. It's a completely different perspective, and none of them come through with hate or malice in their hearts towards even their abusers or their families. And I feel like the message here is to have love for their situation, have compassion for what they went through, but leave the hate out of it. Take yourself out of it and putting yourself on this pedestal of hating the people that did this. Yes, we hate the people that did this to them. It's evil, it's dark, it's horrible. We wish their lives weren't cut short. But what are we really doing? What are we really doing to make sure this cycle actually stops? I have a whole channeled message around Epstein, and it's very similar to this, and I feel like it's just been so heavy in my energy that I'm going to have to record that video soon just to like lay it all down and get it off my chest. It's going to be very controversial. I'm positive I'm going to lose followers because of it, and I'm sure because it's such a big topic, it will attract outsiders into the channel who are going to leave nasty comments, and that's totally fine. But what I was shown around the energy of Epstein and what's happening on a much bigger level, I don't feel like a lot of you guys are gonna like, and in a way I feel like I don't have a choice but to release it now because I tapped into it. I don't want to carry it. It needs to just be put out there. And so yeah, prepare yourself for that. If you don't want to hate me and leave the channel and you are very sensitive around the Epstein topic and child trafficking, then I suggest you probably skip that video unless you're willing to come with an open mind and a thick skin, because it's not energy for the weak. It's not energy for the triggered. This is much bigger, and you have to be able to step outside of yourself to view these energies, or you're just not ready, period. Most of the world isn't. Okay. This also is a card for the male drone B. This could also talk about passports, resumes, selfies, but this is also my card for like DNA. So DNA evidence, things that are left behind. In Sandra's case, it was possibly the energy around the child and the DNA proving not to be Matthew's. We don't know if Maddie was expecting, but this could just be the energy of DNA in some way and how that relates to both. But the bigger message I was taking that was the honey, be yourself and be okay just coming out without shame and just letting your story be what your story is, and not be shamed into not sharing the true details of the story because of how other people get triggered by the message. All right, so we're going to use the Mermaid Tarot starting out for both of the girls. I'm going to pull 4 cards for each of them, and then we will continue to clarify within this energy. So Sandra, we will start with you. What is it that you want to talk about today? I know you have so much to say. Page of Wands with 3 of Swords. Yeah, heartache. Heartache around either her child or her childhood. All right, Sandra, I'm going to take 4 cards. Anything you want to talk about, the floor is yours, my love. King of Wands with 6 of Swords. Again, talking about a masculine leaving. 6 of Swords is the card of leaving. Again, Sandra highlighting the importance of the men who leave. Can we get 2 more? Ten of Cups, which is the happy family, and then oh, I didn't even know there was going to be 2 under there. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom. 10 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups is just reiterating this happy life that where she wanted the mom and the dad and the happy home, and if she couldn't have that, she was going to have that for herself, her own relationship, her own family and kids. And that was the hole in her heart she was so desperately trying to fill with the energy of this man that left her life, was just filling that void with a family of her own. She wanted so badly this energy of a happy family, playing house, having a mommy and a daddy and a baby, and, you know, planning the grocery trips and making dinner, and like she wanted that so badly. This is the Queen of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles. Like, this is where she wanted to invest her energy. This is what she wanted to grow and put her energy into, was being this motherly figure who did better by her kids, who invested her time and energy into her kids and her family. And that is what Sandra wanted more than anything. And then when she was so close to having it, everything just kind of came crashing down. She was so close to having everything she wanted from her perspective, right? In our perspective, we're thinking, like, girl, no. Like, that was the furthest thing from what you were setting yourself up for. But that's what she wanted. That's what she was hoping for. But in reality, she was setting herself up for just drama and chaos and continuing this toxic cycle that would have been passed down to her child. And she couldn't see it in the moment. And that's why that energy had to be stopped in its tracks right then, because she cared more about her daughter and her daughter's soul and freeing her of that. And that was her soul contract in this earth, was to free her daughter from that, because she couldn't see it in the physical. Okay, Maddie, what are your... Okay. The Emperor with the Five of Pentacles. Again, with the energy of feeling left out in the cold from the masculine. I know Maddie's dad, like, kind of came back into her life there at the end, or he wasn't around either. He chose to leave, but she had, you know, stepdads and, you know, Jen's previous relationship. He was really close with Maddie and then Stefan, but she had another dad, and I guess recently I heard she went to, like, go see her real dad and stepmom, and there was that whole situation. So I don't know exactly the dynamics with Maddie and her actual dad, but we just seen the Five of Pentacles with the Emperor, so maybe in a way she felt the same sense of being on the outside of an Emperor's love and affection, possibly. Also be Jen, although I think Jen's dad was present, so I don't know what Jen's generational trauma looks like. But all right, Maddie, what do you want to say about this energy with romance and a higher view? What do you have to say about the energy on the table? Queen of Cups, Queen of Emotions, love. The Lovers. The Lovers under romance. I'm going to keep pulling. I don't know if this is wanting to talk about her mom or the way she felt she was in a relationship with Stefan. But then we have the Four of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. This gives me engagement energy, like a promise of proposal. And this even, the romance card even talks about like another level of commitment, like possibly an engagement. In the first or second reading I did for Maddie, there was that energy of gift coming through. Like, I feel like he came in town to give her a gift, and I was getting the energy around, well, I think Trojan Horse came out, and different energies around gift, and I felt like he used the energy of bringing her a gift for her birthday as like a way to get back. And maybe maybe he kind of like gave her like a promise ring or some sort of like promise of running away together. I don't know what this is, but it's interesting that when I was talking about tapping into Madeline's energy, I was also feeling that energy of like an operation or like a sting operation where there could be potentially another situation around like a sting operation with kids. And then I think it was Florida. Was it Florida? I don't know for sure, but where they had some operation where they ended up finding like 60 missing kids. So I thought that was interesting. They would have been in the middle of that operation when I was reading on Maddie, because I would have already been in the thick of whatever operation that was. So I don't know if she was trying to bring to light the energy of a bunch of missing kids being found. I'm pretty sure that was Florida. I don't know for sure, but it was that kind of energy. Definitely energy around a gift though. In my reading, I was calling it like Operation Trojan Horse or something like that. There's also the energy coming through with Maddie around like spyware or something, either like on her computer or in a stuffed animal, something that was like watching her, or a secret way of communicating or watching or recording. All right, let me get, well, I'll get 3 more just to keep the sides even. Can I get 3 more, Maddie? Heartbreak. The Queen of Cups, the Lovers, and heartbreak. She was completely heartbroken. I think 5 of Cups, sadness. Look at the sadness around Maddie, just feeling alone. Heartbroken around what she perceived as like a romance. Maddie, am I reading this right? I don't want to ever misinterpret a message like this. If this is how you felt around the energy of your abuser, were you sad and heartbroken that you had false hopes around what was happening, like you weren't aware of the true intentions of this man? Like, did you mistake this as love and commitment, and then realizing how he was probably financially gaining from your vulnerability and ended up taking your life where you thought there was a promise here of something more? Did that kind of shatter your illusion of what was happening here? Am I reading this right? 5 of Pentacles. This is like a breakup or like a leaving. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Did he, in some sick way, try to manipulate Maddie and like try to break up with her and leave her? Is that why he went back to his parents' house in some sort of way to be like, we can't do this anymore? Or just a way to just mess with a small child's mind in order to get her to do something? I just feel this energy of like him quote unquote breaking up with her or leaving. That's so weird, guys. I just ask that you leave your negative thoughts aside. This is already really hard for me to read on. Just understand, I'm just being a vessel for these girls to tell their story, and just understand I'm doing the best I can with such a sensitive topic. Maddie, I'm going to take 2 cards if you want to elaborate if I'm reading this correctly and what's going on here that you're trying to say. I'm going to take 2 cards before we clarify deeper. Ooh, the Empress. The Empress. The Empress is either fertility and expecting a child, or she's wanting to talk about the heartbreak for her mother. The Emperor at the bottom. The Emperor and the Empress. I think she really believed that these two would run away and live happily ever after. She may have actually have been pregnant at one point. even if she wasn't at the time of her death, if this was energy that had happened in the past, and he told her, like, you cannot go through with this, even if he forced her to abort previously, and that is what this heartbreak, loss, and sorrow is about, and then maybe because of that she no longer wanted anything to do with him. It seems like such big mature energy that we would be talking about adults, but it's like I can't overlook the fact that pregnancy could be in the energy here, but there is heartbreak here. There's shattered illusions around a romantic relationship here. But then from another side of this, I also feel the sadness and heartbreak around her mom and what her mom lost. Her mom's, if she really knew nothing about this, she had this relationship with Stefan completely shattered in her mind as well. The relationship with him for all these years was completely fake. She had to accept the fact that her daughter was being abused in her care. She lost somebody who I'm sure was close to her in terms of Steven, and just a friendship that people come into when they date for so long. But then she also lost her daughter. And then the weight of the world with not knowing or not paying closer attention or being too worried about herself, and then facing the judgment of the world. Again, I'm just speaking from the perspective of, let's say, maybe Jen didn't really know. Maybe she didn't know. Maybe she never would have condoned this or handed her daughter to this man on a silver platter if she really knew the evil in his heart. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, guys. But if that were the case, that she didn't know, because the police haven't found anything, and I'm sure they wanted nothing more than to lock her up, and I'm sure they looked and looked and looked and probably still don't have any evidence that she pimped her daughter out to her boyfriend. There's also this sense of Jennifer's world and her reality of what she had been living for many years just completely shattered as well. She lost everything. She really did. And I don't know what she's going through right now, because nobody has heard from her, but it can't be anything good. I think Jen is rightfully so struggling and will forever. She will never come out of this. Maddie, can I get one final card to wrap up this opening energy here? Can I get one final card? Knight of Swords. This could be an angry masculine making an impulsive decision. King of Pentacles, what's under that? Three of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. I'm just gonna come out and say it again, guys. Judge me if you want. I'm not apologizing for allowing these girls to use me for their story, but in a way, with this Knight of Swords, I feel like in a way Stefan broke Maddie's heart. He said something to her, he forced her to do something, or he acted impulsively. In some way, there was this energy that she felt like love and commitment, and possibly some sort of distorted idea of romance. But it's telling me at the end, like, he broke her heart. There was some heartbreak here where he either abandoned her or acted out, said harsh things to her, forced her to do something. All that energy around an aggressive male making a swift decision that caused heartbreak in terms of the dynamic between Maddie and Stefan. And this could have been, just reading these all together, the Queen of Cups, the Lovers, the Three of Swords, the Empress, and the Knight of Swords, could have had to do with her conceiving or becoming pregnant at some point, whether it was when she passed or in the months prior. There's definitely an energy, though, of somebody acting swiftly, aggressively, and not quite thinking, and it could have everything to do with that energy of pregnancy. All right, Sandra, I'm gonna get 2 cards from here if you want to elaborate on your story here. Can I get 2 cards for this happy family you so desperately wanted? Well, here's 2 cards. Four of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles. Just more confirmation from Sandra here with the Four of Wands. All she wanted was the family life that she didn't have. She wanted a mom and dad and babies, and even with the Seven of Pentacles, where I said that's where she wanted to invest her time. Like, in terms of Eight of Pentacles, she didn't want to be a nurse. She didn't want to be a teacher. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She wanted the perfect life. She wanted the white picket fence. She wanted the blue-collar husband that took care of her and her kids. And she wanted to stay home and cook dinner and do laundry and paint pictures and homeschool. This was the idea of her happily ever after. We have the Four of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. She felt her life mission was to be a mother, a stay-at-home mom, to build her family. That is at the heart of why Sandra pushed so hard into getting pregnant, because the thought of losing Matthew, being alone, being on her own, not having, you know, true deep friendships or the family life she so desperately wanted, it's like, if she felt she was losing Matthew, somebody she'd grown so close to, she thought, okay, if I can't have that, what I really want is to be a mom. And if you're not going to leave your wife or give me a relationship, then just give me a baby. And she thought she could use that as a way to control the narrative and to get what she wanted, which was this happy life. She never would have been satisfied with the father of her child being in another home with another family. That was never the goal. She never asked Matthew for that, and in her heart accepted that she would just take this child and raise it on her own and let him live his life. The end goal was always to bring this blue-collared, hard-working man's man, in her eyes, into her home to raise her children so she could be this homemaker and satisfy him in all his crazy sadistic needs. That is what she wanted. All right, Maddie, I'm going to take 2 cards here to clarify your situation. 2 cards immediately. 5 of Pentacles with the Magician. Feeling left out. Somebody abandoned her. Did she feel abandoned by Stefan? This person's holding a small child. Either she felt I'm just going to say it, if she even thought she was pregnant and felt abandoned by Stefan, if it was a false scare, or she just said it to see how he would react, or in some way, whether it was or wasn't true, there's energy around an Empress and then feeling abandoned and heartbroken. And then the Magician on the other side of this Knight of Swords, it's like he made a quick decision impulsively that caused Madeline harm based on what she told him about maybe potentially being pregnant. In some way he broke her heart around this, though, and he decided to take the matters into his own hands, and he was going to control the outcome of this with the Magician. He was going to take care of the problem. Bottom of the deck for both of them, as the energy bringing the two together, we have King of Pentacles. It is the men who I am just going to say, with this DNA card and the male drone bee, this King of Pentacles being here between, again, the girls' energies. This could be the energy of the quote-unquote father of their children, whether Maddie never was pregnant and it was just a scare, and then for Matthew, turns out it wasn't even his kid. Both of these situations ended up costing them their life, and it may not have even been true. Maddie may not have ever been pregnant, and Matthew wasn't even the father. So it's like the idea of this energy is what caused these men in their lives to take matters into their own hands. Let's get a quick 3 cards for each of them around the jury selection or the trial starting. I think both are happening soon for both of them. I don't know. Let's just get three energies from you girls around the trial for Matthew and Stefan. Whatever you guys want to say about just the energy around the trial in general. Sandra, I'll start with you. 3 cards for Matthew's trial. Anything you want to say about that? 8 of Wands, action. Messages, things coming to light, a lot of communication back and forth. Three of Lightning. Oh, the journey and self-victimization. So that was what this exposed and revealed. Talked about shame and playing victim and being that imposter syndrome. So this is Eight of Swords with Three of Wands. So we have action and the journey to self-victimization. I don't know, just at first glance, it kind of feels like a lot of information coming in or coming forward at trial that is going to be exposed, to where I almost feel like this is saying like self-incrimination. Like Matthew has done and said so much, and there's so much physical evidence. It's almost like a slam dunk case, and he's kind of put himself in this prison. This is the card of being imprisoned. The interpretation is like imprisoned in your own mind, but he's literally in prison. And I feel like based on his own actions, he was so careless with the way he communicated, and there's so much evidence against him. When it all comes out, like he's basically put the cuffs on himself. Like it's almost ridiculous that this is even going to trial. There's so much evidence against him. All right, Maddie, can I get 3 cards for Stefan's first trial? What is the energy for Stefan's first trial? Well, there's 3 cards. Wow, bottom of the deck for their joint energy is the 5 of Cups, that loss and sadness, depression. Oh, with memories. A lot of photo evidence even. So we have the 6 of Gems, which says generosity, 4 of Gems, security, and victory. I think this has to do with the CSAM material that he was making money off of. There was like an exchange, a giving and receiving of materials that I feel like he did profit off of. And that is what's going to, they're going to be able to prove that he made money off of this material from Maddie in this case. There's going to be things that come forward that have to do with the exchanging of money. I'm going to get one more to clarify that. And I feel like this victory is a conviction. Obviously, we know he's going to be convicted, but I feel like the conviction of more than just having the material, but also buying and selling it, whatever that charge would be, distributing it, or it's more than just like having a bunch of material. He was definitely selling it. Can we get one more to clarify the 6 and 4 of Pentacles here? Oh, this could also be taking a deal. I don't know about in this case. I mean, maybe to spare the gruesome details coming out, because this is almost like somebody offering him a deal and then him taking it to keep the information locked up so that he doesn't have to go through trial to expose all the skeletons in his closet. That could be that energy. The High Priestess, secrets, intuition. Or it's saying there's a lot more to be exposed here around what he did financially with this material and how deeply he was involved in this, and how wide this network goes. Underground secret societies, the networks he was connected to, the money that was exchanged between groups could be something way more nefarious that could expose the wider organization here. 3 of Gems, collaboration. Yeah, this was a big group. And they may not offer him a deal because they want to get to somebody bigger than Stefan, and they have to drag him through trial to get like the secret, get to the secrets, get to the collaboration. They want to tie more people into this and arrest more people that are attached to Stefan. So that energy of collaboration and secret groups collaborating in the buying and selling of this material. If they know that he's doing it, they want to get to the people who were doing it and somebody bigger than Stefan. That's how they feel they're going to like do something in Maddie's honor, is by like getting to the bigger group. Maybe even some sort of, like I was saying in the first reading, like some sort of sting operation where they use Stefan to build this whole sting, where they do get to a bigger group associated with Stefan and kind of dedicate this to Maddie's honor and finding the core of this group of people who participate in that type of stuff. Call it stuff. All right, let's get a final oracle card from the two girls together as a joint final message. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today. It is always an absolute pleasure. I hope I conveyed your messages the way that you would want me to. Can you guys give me a final ending message for the collective here? What is it you want to leave the community with? A final message from you guys. This is the Animal Apothecary. Don't forget to enter the 8K, comment you want to win, post 3 questions. I will be choosing a winner soon, and I will be doing a Q&A with you guys face to face really soon. Sacred Boundaries was on the top of that stack that just flipped out. Too many. Can I get one final card? Let's do this. Okay. There it is. And this is the card of immense growth. Card 15. Let's read that. The Vulture. The Vulture comes to speak to us about the wisdom of the sacredness of suffering. In Buddhism, the first noble truth is that all life involves suffering. It is not something to be escaped, but to be accepted. Only when we accept this law of our existence are we able to transmute and grow from suffering. Vulture sustains her life by living off that which is dead. She does not interfere by bringing a quicker death to her prey. Instead, she allows it to endure what it must, and its suffering ends in its natural time. This mirrors back to us the importance of patience. There is a profound lesson in the name of the turkey vulture, Cathartis Aura, meaning golden purifier. They indeed purify the landscapes by removing decomposing carcasses that could spread disease and harmful bacteria. In the same way, Vulture cleanses the land. Suffering purifies the heart from and removes the veils of ego. Suffering comes in 2 forms. Both are meant for growth. The first form is inflicted upon us and out of our control. The second form is self-inflicted, created from the attachments and illusions of our ego. Whatever form your own suffering takes, you must first accept it. When we resist the pain, we resist aspects of ourselves we do not like. When we resist rejection, we perpetuate self-inflicted suffering. It is only when we accept it that pain begins to do what it was meant to do, transform us. This is the genius alchemical property behind acceptance. It transmutes. Vulture medicine asks you to understand that pain, suffering, and trauma hold an energetic power. It is your choice whether to allow that power to attack you or to transmute its energy into your greatest asset. If you choose the latter, within you a hidden gift will be revealed far greater than all your pain. Wow, I'm gonna let that sit with you guys and resonate. Take that in either as your own message or apply it to the girls in their situation. That turkey vulture is a perfect energy to end this on. I can't thank you guys enough for being here, for all the positive, beautiful ways you guys support the community and support the channel. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to like, subscribe, enter the 8K giveaway, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.